Hello everyone, welcome to the elliotwaveforecast.com YouTube channel. Today is July 14. The time is around 2:30 a.m. GMT, and for today we are looking at the chart of the US dollar yen here, 60 minutes time frame. Now we can see it has sharply selling off, and you can see in the pattern the structure of the sell-off is pretty strong. So this is what we call impulsive in Elliott Wave. And and that decline, it can extend a little bit more. Now again, with every kind of 5 waves impulsive decline, it is not going to be easy to figure out what the end of the move is. Right? It is a lot easier to figure out corrective pattern, 3 waves, like an ABC or WXY, because it should end at the 100% extension. But in a 5 waves, this wave 3 here, what you think is a wave 3, can always change, can always extend, or can even end earlier. So you think it's gonna go down, but it could finish and so on. So that's the difficulty of a 5 waves impulsive. Is always going to be, because this is the direction of the trend. So when things are already moving like this, we need to be cautious, especially if we see the move is already quite extended. Then yes, it can extend lower as much as it wants because it's a 5 waves, but at the same time, if the move is already quite a lot, you don't want to keep chasing it in a reckless way, right? And so in this case, we are still, by discount, we are still looking for a few more lows here before finishing 5 in blue, 3 in black, and then 4 in black, and then 5 in black to finish C, right? So that's the idea here. But again, I think overall, you do need to be a bit cautious to continue to chase on the downside. But of course, you shouldn't try to pick the lows and then try to buy it either, because it's a 5 ways down. So the idea here is very simple actually. The idea is, because of the pattern here and the structure is impulsive to the downside, this should favor more downside. Alright, but then the move lower will not happen in a straight line. So at some point it will be doing a bigger rally, a bigger correction in 3 waves. So when you finally see a decent rally, so the key is you have to be able to see some sort of decent correction if you want to try to trade it, for example, right? So in here, based on discount, yes, we can continue to see a few more lows before we finish this cycle from here as a 5 waves, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then once that is complete, then you will correct this entire decline. Now, a correction of the entire decline means you're going to get a bigger rally, because this move down, it needs to be corrected first in a 3 waves, and the correction can sometimes go back to 40%, 50%, 60%. So you can see something like this. Now, I don't know where it starts from. I don't want to speculate it starts from here, but it will start at some point. It will start to end this cycle and starts to do the bigger correction. So you're going to get a bigger correction like so, and then before it goes down again. So it is bearish, and for those that always like to chase, then yeah, I think we might still get a few more lows. But for those who are kind of risk averse, then I think this move down is quite already is kind of almost too late to chase it at the moment, and you need to sit down, I think, if you are risk averse, and wait for some sort of bigger correction before you jump in again. Alright, so it is bearish against 145. So if I zoom out a little bit now and then look at the daily, now this is very interesting here. Now you can see we got this previous peak, and this is just the latest peak here. Now you notice that we are labeling this as a B here at the peak over there. So that B over there on the daily time frame is this one. So where's the A then? The A should be here. So we are calling for eventually a big move to the downside. Now again, it's nothing happens in a straight line. Even this decline is not like a straight line, so it will have bounce here and there, and at some point it's gonna bounce. But eventually, based on this view, we are looking for a lot of weakness in the US dollar yen, right? I mean, if this is the case, then it can simply mean 100% of this. It can eventually go to 120, right? Which is still very long way to go. But again, it's a daily time frame. It's not going to happen 24 hours, obviously, right? And yeah, so we are. This is actually signaling you're gonna get extended US dollar weakness here, because I think the move down here is primarily because of the US dollar weakness. And how do we know that? Because if you look at the other US dollar pairs right now, like the euro and the pound, all of them rally. Even commodities like gold, silver rally against US dollars. So this move down in the US dollar yen is primarily driven by weakness in the US dollar instead of strength in the yen, right? Because there's two factors that can cause US dollar yen to drop: weakness in the US dollars and strength in the yen. But I think this move down is driven primarily from the weakness in the US dollars. All right, so going back on the 1 hour, then simply that as long as we stay below 145, which is this level here, we should continue to see more downside, and any rally should continue to fail in the sequence of 3 swing or 7 swing. All right, so if you want to get more updates on US dollar yen or any other forex pairs, commodities, forex indices, and so on, feel free to check our service. We have 14 days trial. I'll see you all again next time, and have a nice day, everyone.